soaring through the sky like the mid-sized turboprop plane out of Kentucky, piloted only by the best talent that the former Soviet Union has to offer. It's DIA, or Dudes in Asia. What up, peoples? As always, this is David Hayter.
And this is David Nguyen, aka Break Into Electric Noogaloo.
It's Tuesday, January 29th. January is almost over and out of here. We got a lot of stuff to get to today, so what's going on, man?
Oh, yeah. That, aka the Lunar New Year, is right around the corner. So, Chúc Mừng Năm Mới, which means Happy New Year in Vietnamese. Yeah, man, it's that time of year where there's nonstop parties and alcohol and food, like that stretch from Christmas into that is just party week in, week out, weddings week in, week out, and then it's crazy, man. It's a really interesting time to be in Vietnam. Anyways, man.
Nice, man.
Yeah, what's good with you, bro?
You know, same old thing. I'm sticking with my training and my diet.
Nice.
I lost like half a kilo last week. I went out like 3 days in a row, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that'll do it, you know. But it was cool, man. You know, I had a busy weekend on Friday night. This volunteer group I work with is called Omote Nashi Net Yokaichi. I tell you about them?
No.
Yeah, so one of my former teacher friends, her name's Miss Kita, like she started a volunteer group to help like promote tourism in the city, you know? And so I helped out like with making like an English website and like finding English volunteer tour guides. And like we had like a cruise ship that would roll through every once in a while and we show up and kind of show people around downtown, you know? But now that cruise ship stopped coming on the weekends. So like none of the English teachers can volunteer at all. It always comes on the weekday, you know? But yeah, this is like their New Year's party. So it was like pretty chill. It's at this one place called the Central. And like the guy who's a chef there, like he's traveled all over the world. And like, yeah, man, his food is bomb, dude. There's like a gang of it. Like all you can drink, like $40. It's a good time.
Sounds good time.
Yeah, man. And then on Saturday, I went and like tutored some South American kids in Suzuka. And that's always a good time. There's like some kid from like Brazil, you know, we're just talking about like Red Dead Redemption 2 and like UFC and stuff. And then on Sunday, they had an English Rakugo show out here. So that was pretty cool.
What?
You know about Rakugo?
No, please explain.
Yeah. Rakugo is a traditional Japanese performing art. No, that's like from the textbook, you know. But it's kind of like, I don't know how I would describe it. Like it's kind of like the Japanese equivalent of like stand-up comedy. And it started like 400 years ago.
Interesting.
So a guy, yeah, he comes out in a kimono and like he sits on a cushion and then he like tells a story. And he uses, the only props he uses are like a fan and like a towel. And he plays like all the different characters in the story, you know? And it's supposed to be funny. And I didn't know this too, but they said that it actually started from like Buddhism. So yeah, they used to have like, I don't know if you call it a sermon or like, you know, they'd come to the temple and, you know, the guy'd be talking about how to be a good person and all that.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, the people are getting bored and going to sleep. So like one day a guy decided like, hey, I'm going to tell a funny story to entertain these fools. And like, that's how it started, you know?
Awesome. That's cool. That's interesting. That's really interesting, dude.
Yeah. And so that was cool. Like, it's my second time seeing it. Like, the dude called me up to look at it. If you check out the Facebook site, Dudes in Asia, you can see some of the pictures of it.
Nice. Gotta check that out.
Also, yeah, man. I don't know do you know about Naomi Osaka?
Yeah, she had won one of the majors recently. Not the Australian Open, but like I think the one before it as well. Or before that.
Really?
Or something like
Yeah.
that. Like the US Open probably.
Yeah, like she's like been on the rise for a while, but it was funny, man. Like, you know, now she's ranked number 1 in the world. Like, I saw someone posted on Facebook. It was like before she was ranked number 1 on Wikipedia. It was like Naomi Osaka is like a Haitian Japanese tennis player. Blah 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 blah. And then like after she got ranked number 1, it's like Naomi Osaka is a tennis player who represents Japan. Blah 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 blah. Like, it's like, I'm claiming it.
Yep.
Yeah. But hey, speaking of Osaka, me and a couple of my homeboys are actually going to be heading out to Osaka this weekend.
Nice.
So
little
Yeah, have a
R&R?
good time. Yeah, like we've been planning to go on a trip for a while. Like, I'll be leaving Japan in less than 6 months, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, man, I like the winter time. Like if you travel in the summer, it's just like hot as balls, and it'll just be like sweating all over the place. Winter I can dress up a little bit, wear a nice coat. I can suit up if I want to and not like, lose like a pound of water.
Yeah.
So it'll be good times. And then, dude, like we're going to eat at the Lowry's Prime Rib on the Saturday night.
Oh, they have one over there?
Yeah, there's like 3 in Japan, like 2 in Tokyo and like 1 in Osaka.
Yeah.
And then we're going to check out this place. It's called the ROR Comedy Club. Do you know why they call it ROR?
Nope.
Spee, Raff Out Round.
Oh, wow.
Hi-yo.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's about it on my end, man. Other than that, things are smooth sailing, man.
Yeah.
What's good with you, dude?
Man, hold on. I gotta tell this joke. I heard this joke last week. I can't stop thinking about it. It was a stand-up comedian. I forgot his name. The joke goes like, okay, so what hangs down and what hangs down has a small dick? A bat. A bat.
A bat?
Yeah. What hangs up and has a big dick?
I don't know.
Click.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. I heard that joke. It was like midnight. I was like doing the dishes. I heard it. I was laughing so fucking hard. It took me a second to kind of process. It's like, what? Oh, this motherfucker.
Like, he's saying it's him. He's the one who has a big dick.
Yeah. Anyways, back to, okay, so the last time we talked, I was on my way to Mune. And then, so the quick update was, ever since Mune, I haven't worked out.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, the first day we got there, like we went to a bar and shut it down, then went back to my hotel room and started partying till like at least like 5 a.m. or so. So like the next day was like a hardcore recovery / like vegging out. Like I was seriously in bed until like maybe 5, 6 p.m. Like I ordered room service. I'm just like, dude, I'm not doing anything today,
That's cool though, man.
I needed
that shit.
Yeah, I was honest. It's like, no, it's just like I haven't done that in a long time. It's like, yeah, just get it out of your system. And then like attended a friend's wedding, went to his house for a barbecue. It was good times, man, but it was nice to kind of turn it off. But unfortunately, like it got cut short because I have a nanny and she's like middle-aged and she's like lonely and like desperate. So like she started getting on like dating apps, and then she's like I don't think she was like a bad person, but she just was so caught in that world of love and blindness that she didn't realize what she was doing. So I mean, it was very fortunate that when me and my wife went to dinner, when I came back, that my mother-in-law phoned in the camera and started listening to the conversation, and like this guy was getting the lowdown on like my house. Like, oh, so like how's the security? Like how many rooms? How do you access the elevator? Like what's in the house? What time do they work? What time does the wife work? What time does the husband work? All of this shit,
Oh shit, man.
So like we heard that, we're like, you know what? Like you're gone. Like you're out of here. Like I'm sorry. Like that's just if you're that, like she's like, no, he has a job and he's like, he's very nice and blah blah blah. It's like, are you not putting 2 and 2 together? Like he's trying to shake down the joint,
Yep, he wants to know like where the valuable shit is and when's the best time to take
it. But she's like, no, he's just he just wants to know what's my job and what's the environment like. It's like, no. Like that's how you're seeing it, but we can clearly see like this is details he doesn't need to know, and he's like delving into it, and you're just openly, this is what time they work and blah blah blah. So I was like, sorry. You've been working with us for a few months, although we've been trying to wanting to let her go, but that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back, that we got to just let her go. So pretty much she was the nanny, and now there's no nanny. So I've been working remote more, but the beautiful side is I get to spend a lot of time with Grace.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been like a quick turnaround of like, whoops, I can't really work out because I got to focus on Grace as 24/7. So
yeah,
but it's cool, man. It's cool.
But so she had that dude up in your house?
Not yet. No, she actually the day we went out to dinner, she asked him to come over. And that
so where was that conversation at? It was like at her house.
The conversation was at my pad on the phone. So eventually I kind of had like I did some shady shit. I kind of like got nosy and started checking the messages after I heard this conversation go down. Because when I was at dinner, my father-in-law called me, and my father-in-law does not make any emotional decisions. So he heard the conversation himself, and then when he heard everything, he called me and my wife. Was like, "Yo, you got to let her go, and here's why." So. Yeah, it's been crazy, man. Yeah, but you kind of see, dude, like loneliness and desperation, dude. That's a dangerous game.
It can be, but those guys are like, they prey on.
Yeah,
that,
exactly. But I don't, because this is like I gave her that phone a few months ago when she first moved up here to work with us, and she's never had a smartphone. So she's just like, that's just like a whole blind world she doesn't understand. That, dude, there are just creeps and like online. But I don't think she has that mental capacity to process like people are full of fakes online,
Yeah, like there are people out there to take your shit.
Yeah, but she's like, no, he likes me and blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, goddamn, I work at a dating app, woman. You have no idea. Like, I know what's up, and you're just so blind and lonely and desperate that, yeah, it's sad to see that, you got used and but you jeopardized like everything I had here, so I couldn't take that risk to continue. So, yep, had to let her go. And then, yep. So that's been new with me ever since then. It's just been like fatherhood, and that's about it. And just doing all the stuff that she was doing, like cleaning the house every day and whatnot. So, yep.
Well, man, that kind of reminds me of like, these like, I think I was watching like a documentary about like bodyguards and like self-defense, And this guy is like, if I'm guarding my client and I see a guy who looks like he's about to sock the shit out of him, like, I'm not going to wait for him to sock the shit out of him. Like, he's going to get took out,
Yeah.
So, like, if I see, like, a nanny in my house and she's, like, talking to somebody who could potentially rob my house, like, you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly the instinct. It's like, bitch, you out. Like, pack your shit. Like, she had no idea that we kind of do everything. So, like, the next morning, we're just like, hey, pack your bags and you're going to Kentucky to help my mother-in-law, because there's thuds coming up. You need to clean the house, So she, voluntarily left. So, but she had no idea. It's like, this is the last time you're staying in this place, Yeah.
Yeah, kick rocks.
Yep. Done.
That's right, dude. Now, when you told me about the topic, I went and looked it up a little bit. You know what I mean? And so in America, we say "tet," no, but like they would say that like most people when they hear that word, like they think of like the Vietnam War, like the Tet Offensive.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
A negative association, almost, right?
Yeah, man. So I know like you're here to give us the laydown, today.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like what's good, man? Like how would you describe it for like somebody who doesn't really know too much? Because even I don't know that much.
About that?
Yeah,
so like
sir.
the closest for me, the closest equivalent that you guys could associate with is like at least Christmas. That's like the time it's about family, going back and visiting, your family, your roots. But it goes a little deeper than the American stuff. It's not just your family, but it's like you're going back to your countryside where your great grandparents probably came from. And that's where like everyone goes back to. But the question is, I don't know how deep it gets. Is it like you go to your great grandparents or like your great grandparents? I think that depends on each family. But it's almost at least your great grandparents, at least, that comes back every year. And then there's the traditional food. There's lucky money. Drinking and drinking and food, man.
Right on, man.
So this is there's before, because now this is like a very commercialized and Western standards close to what's going on. But before, like, that used to be like a 2-week off holiday. And
wow.
Yeah, and each day, like the first 14 days is like a different location that you would go to. Like the first one is like probably the husband's side. Second day is like your wife's side, and then like third day, so on and so on and so on. And it would last for 2 weeks, and pretty much the whole country used to shut down, But obviously now there's more integration and globalization that, no company could invest in Vietnam and just have like this whole country shut down for 2 weeks. So now like the time off is about like 1 week.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like it's a lot of gambling, a lot of alcohol time. Just to visit your friends and visit your family and just see what's going on. So that's why, like I said, earlier, was like starting from Christmas into Thet, like there's just parties because people are throwing their own like pre-Thet parties for friends, for co-workers, and things like that. That leads up to Thet, and then Thet itself is like you're really for your family, and then So it's a very unproductive season, dude.
Yeah. Well, it's just like everybody's taking a break, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like that stretch from Thanksgiving to Christmas. There was like this leading up to that. People were kind of getting more festive and not completely like locked in and loaded for work, So that's kind of like the same mindset, but it's like probably milked out harder because Vietnam, you've been here. They're already kind of chillax already. Like now, like,
yeah.
Exponential growth of like the chillaxing mindset.
I could imagine, dude, like today I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, that's how most people are just there physically at work, but they're not mentally engaged at all,
Yeah, like they're making preparations for the party next week and stuff,
pretty
right?
much. Yeah, that's how it goes,
but
man.
I think like if you're like a good boss and you're a good employer, like you kind of recognize that,
Mm-hmm. No, exactly. You guys know what's up.
Yeah.
Man. So it's
just like I don't expect a lot out of you. Just play it cool, enjoy the holiday, come back ready to work.
Yeah. I mean, thank God VC is one of those cool bosses. He knows what's up. So, see what else is interesting about. Obviously, like lucky money is a big thing. Who doesn't like free money, right? But you got to be a kid to kind of receive that.
Yeah, right. They do the same thing in Japan at New Year's. So
I think it's a very Asian thing in general for New Year's. Whatever.
Yeah, like how much
depends,
do kids usually get, man? It depends on how much money the family has, right?
Yeah, so I mean, countryside, like those kids, they probably get like 200,000 Vietnam dong, which is equivalent of like maybe like $9 now.
Like $10.
Yeah,
right?
Richer families, like each kid gets like 500,000 or even 1 million, which is like $25 to $50 each envelope. Each envelope. So it depends on how big your family is, dude. You could walk away with, I don't know. So like the kids in the countryside, I think they walk away with about probably around $100.
Not bad.
Yeah, but I assume like my half brother and sisters, like their kids probably walk away with like maybe like $250 or maybe up to $500.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's a kid at the school I taught at last year. And I was like, how much money did you get for New Year's? He's like, I got like $1,000. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, you said ATM.
Oh, yeah. I said that for him.
Yeah.
I was like, what did you do? He was like, ATM. In. I was like, I see.
Yeah. So talk about all the pre-parties and stuff too. The popos are out and about during this stretch, dude. They are looking for money and cash grabs. Like my friend got pulled over. And for a foreigner to get pulled over, dude, that officer was brave. Because most of the time, officers don't want to deal with English-speaking people. But if he's got the balls and he could have this ability, he's going to try to milk a foreigner, right?
Yeah. He's trying to get some beer money, right?
Yeah, so like my friend got pulled over. Just like, I don't think he did anything wrong, but it's almost like, okay, I pulled you over, so I want to check if you have all your shit, which most foreigners don't. They don't have the driver's license here. And the officer tried to charge him $5 million, which is like $250, which is insane. Homie didn't want to pay, offers to take the bike.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, dude, I was driving around a lot today, and they are hungry outside, man. They're just looking for some extra money. Because, I don't think they actually, their salary is low, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure they're, like, probably back home, there's, like, that suspicion that there's a quota.
Yeah.
There's actually, over here, it's open that it's pretty clear that there is a quota. No ifs or no, like, denial. It's like, yeah, there's a quota. So, that's what they do.
Well, did I ever tell you about that, man? Like, one of my cousins is like, I don't know, he's related to me somehow, but he's in the CHP. Mm-hmm. And, like, he pretty much told me, he's like, yeah, they say there's no quota, but there is. You know?
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah. And so what they say for the CHP, like, you know, California Highway Patrol, is, like, you either have to give a lot of tickets or you have to have a lot of arrests. And he was like a motorcycle cop, and like they hate arresting people because you got to call in like backup, you know, because what you can do, like, hop on my bike, I'm taking you to the station.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
they got to deal with the car. So, yeah, that's why, you got to deal with all that other stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why motorcycle cops do a lot of tickets, because it's easy for them, you know. But yeah, that's how it goes, man.
Yeah. So here's one interesting fact that my dad actually told me about that. Before like Western culture kind of began to sink in, there were no birthdays in Vietnam. Like when that came around, everyone was 1 year older.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. So that's an interesting fact my dad taught me. Like, obviously, they don't do that anymore. But that used to be the thing, was like, okay, New Year's, everyone's 1 year older. So like, even give you more incentive to kind of have like a blast, you know? But now that they actually celebrate like your birth date, you know, that kind of took away the little luster that it had.
Yeah, so like I heard like if you were born like January 25th and like the New Year's is like on the 5th, it's like you're less than a month old and you're already one. It's like, how does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think when they count, when you come out, you're one. Because they kind of count that time of like conception. Is that right? No.
Inception. Or Inception? Conceive?
Conceive?
No, yeah.
Conceive?
It is conception, huh? Yeah. I was like, Inception with Leonardo DiCaprio in your womb.
Yeah, so I think it's conception. But anyways, so Vietnam's just like, you're out, you're one. And then exactly, if your birthday was like right before Thut, and you thought it's like, you're two, it was like, homie, you're like 2 weeks old, not 2 years old. You know?
Yeah, man,
that was the way Vietnam did it. So, I mean, obviously they have to be more accurate now, but that was just like before, when things were a little looser. That was the way they structured it.
Yeah, man, it was like before all the crazy record keeping and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Because like not many people had like I don't think my mom actually has an official birthday. Like her birthday, we celebrate is like her estimation on when she was born. Wow,
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, because she didn't really have a real birthday. I'm not sure about. I think my dad actually did, because he was already like in the system, because his dad was like a French teacher and whatnot. So like I guess he kind of at least had that mindset to document that type of stuff. But them country folks, no, they didn't have all those official paperwork.
Yeah, like there's no birth certificate, like no census or nothing. It's like you just have a kid.
Yeah.
And they put him to work.
Exactly. Like my father-in-law's the same thing. We just celebrate his birthday on like January 1st. You know, it's just like, New Year, birthday. Assume it's somewhere around there.
Hey, that works, man.
Yep. So yeah, buddy. How much time we at?
Yeah, we're about like 25 minutes right now, dude. You mind if I jump in and ask you a question, man?
Go ahead, buddy.
So, say like, I'm just like Joe Sixpack and I decided to travel to Vietnam around this time because that's my time off. Like, how would it be traveling during that season, man? Like, is it like a pain in the ass?
Pain in the ass? Like pretty much you got to book your ticket like a week in advance if you're leaving Ho Chi Minh City. The second issue, the second issue you're going to have is actually once you get to Ho Chi Minh City, there's like nothing available. Like the whole
everything's shut down.
Everything's shut down. Everyone's already gone. They went back to the countryside, So, I heard this. Like, I want to see it, but at the same time, I can't just like, I want to stay at Ho Chi Minh City and look around because, no one's here. But I got a family here too, so I got to go visit them. I'm curious to see how empty it is, but I've heard nothing but like, dude, just lay down on the street, nothing will happen to you, you know?
Wow, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah. So yeah.
So man, you might have hit you with another question.
Keep going, buddy.
All right, dude. So, like, how do you usually celebrate it? Like, what are your plans for this year, man? Like, what's going down?
It's the same plans as every year, man. Let's go. Now that I'm married, unfortunately, I go to her side of the family first.
I see.
Yeah. Usually, like, the first day of the lunar calendar, I usually went to my side. But now that I'm married and she has her tradition, I'll just go to her side. It doesn't bother me none to a certain degree now. Because, like, but the problem is, like, so, you know, like, that first day of the lunar year, like, that's where, on my side, that's where everybody meets, you know, in Bangtang, man. Everyone's there on the first lunar year, so they go on the second or the third or the fourth. They're all not going to be there, you know?
Yeah.
So, but, you know, she had her tradition, and I'm kind of just like, you know what? That's cool.
Well, see, man, that's, you know, why there's an app for that, dude. You get on the FaceTime. You know, do some mo hi bye yo, like, you know, 4 or 5 times over the interwebs.
I essentially could.
Yeah, you know, so, drink remotely.
Yep.
No, but I know what you mean, though, dude. It's cool to be there and actually, like, see people and be seen, you know. Like, the kids are all getting bigger.
Exactly.
People are getting older. Yeah. You know, I'm getting fatter.
But it's okay for me because I was actually there, like, 2 weeks ago for one of my cousin's weddings. So I did see everyone. So it was kind of cool already. So it was, like, there's not too much of a priority for me this year. If I haven't been there, like, in a long time, then I probably would have, like, you know what? Let's just go our separate ways for that this year. But since I already met them 2 weeks ago, I was like, no, I had, you know, really no problem going to her side of the family this year first.
Okay. No doubt, man. Well, yeah, dude. Looks like we're getting towards the end here, dude. You got anything else you want to add about the Tet?
No, I think I kind of covered as much as I could.
All right. Sounds like a good time, man.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know. It's, okay, the problem with that is, like, because it's, like, traditional food, which means, like, everywhere you're going is, like, being offered the same shit.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just like, oh, you know? You know, I was like, oh, I just had this yesterday, and the day before, and the day before. So yeah, that's only like that's like my negative downside of that. You know, but it's like, you know, but you know, it's tradition for a reason. But you know, switch it up.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Right on, dude. Well, that'll do it for another fresh episode of Dudes in Asia. Your Nam Mui better be Chukmung, or we will have a problem. You know, if you're ever, you know, in the country, like, you know, Vietnam or somewhere that celebrates, you know, Lunar New Year like China, or even if you're not in the country, you know, you can just use those dates as an excuse to party more, drink more beer, and eat more than you usually do. I know that this weekend, that is my purpose for going to Osaka Saturday night. I'm going to be doing it big in honor of Vietnam.
Nice. Very nice. Oh, is it my turn?
Sure is.
Oh, word. Man, you took all the words out of my mouth, man. What can I say today? Shit, dude, I'm speechless.
See, I have that effect on men. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, yeah, this is, dude, what's my name? So, yeah, this is Breakin' 2 Electric Noogaloo signing out. Be sure to check out our blog at dudesinasia.blogspot.com. I will post a blog for Vietnamese New Year this year, posting some pics of the countryside and some food that we're eating, and hopefully have another blog as well. So, yeah. Also, hit us up on Facebook at facebook.com/dudesinasia.
Nice, man. Yeah, I think I might try to put something up about our time in Osaka, maybe get a video or two, nothing too fancy. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, search for @DavidHater. That's @DavidH8R. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, everybody.